It's time to publish our finished game to the class web server. Make sure you have your USB flash drive and your step-by-step project guide handy. The first thing we're going to do is create an empty directory called HTML5, and we're going to export our project files to it. Then we're going to publish them by using FileZilla to transfer them to the class web server. Last but not least, we're going to test our game on a touch-enabled device, but make sure you test it on a desktop PC as well. Refer to these FileZilla publishing instructions. They have the host, username, and password information that you're going to need to connect to the class web server. This is your account. Start in Construct 2. Windows E, and let's go to your flash drive. Colstock, Game Dev. Let's go to the Model-Platformer directory, and let's right-click to create a new directory, a new folder. Let's call it HTML5 all uppercase. Whenever I export, I like to start with an empty directory. Exporting your project is pretty easy, and there's a lot of different platforms that you can export to. Go to File, Export Project. We're going to choose HTML5 website because we're going to publish our game to the web. When it says Export Files to, click the ellipse. You need to navigate to this new HTML5 directory you just created. Find your flash drive, go to Colstock, Game Dev, Model Platformer, and select that HTML5 folder you just created. You can accept the other defaults, click Next, normal style's okay, click Export, and wait a few seconds for your game to be exported. Your exported project consists of a bunch of files that you're going to need to transfer to the class web server. When someone plays your game, they're served those files in their web browser. When the dialog appears, click Open Destination Folder. Notice all of the different files that have been placed in your directory. These are the files we need to publish to the web. Windows D to go to your desktop. Double-click on the FileZilla icon, and this will launch the program. On the left side are your local files. Navigate to your flash drive. Go to Colstock, Game Dev, Model Platformer, HTML5. This is where you exported your project files. Now it's time to connect to the class web server. Use the credentials I showed you earlier. You probably noticed how on the right it says not connected to any server. You need to connect to the web server to see the files that you currently have out there. When you connect, you should see a folder called Public HTML. Anything you want the public to be able to see needs to go in this folder. So double click to go inside of it. We're going to create a new directory. We're going to call it Model Platformer, all lowercase with a dash in between. We need to publish our files to the Model Platformer directory, so double click to go inside of it. Now on the local side, select all the files under the HTML5 directory using Control A. Then you're going to drag them into the Model Platformer directory. Remember, Model Platformer directory is underneath Public HTML. Control A selects all, and you drag them over. When the transfer is finished, it'll let you know it's time to test our game. Make sure you test your game on touch-enabled devices and on traditional PCs. Go to the class website, www.apstech.org, and then go to your class website. Squiggle followed by your username. Then put in Model-Platformer. This will take you to the game that you just published. And press Enter. I recommend testing it in Chrome, like I'm doing here. You should see the progress, and then Get Ready should appear. I'm going to test to see whether the touch controls work. But remember, you're not done with your game until you've tested it thoroughly on everything you can get your hands on. Looks like everything's good. Feel free to come see me if you have any questions whatsoever. Congratulations.